Hi guys, this is my third time recording this and I never seem to get it right. And by get it right, I mainly mean I can't stand myself. So, lucky for me, I've sat down. So hopefully this is the last time I have to record this because I just have to, it's really hard to get used to yourself. You know, it's just really awkward. And the lighting is just, it's always weird. I always look so white. Oh my god, I'm gonna try to get the best tan. And by that, I mean I'm gonna burn my skin. Anyways, today I wanted to talk more about, I have seen more people are subscribing to my videos. And it makes me so happy to see so many people cheering me on. But I also kind of get sad because a lot of, like, and by a lot I mean like most of you have an ed, you know, and it sucks that we can't all get better. We're all still struggling. So I know, you know, the worst part of this all is that we're all so, how do you say it, we're all so attached to ed. So it's really hard to let him go because I know for sure I really didn't want to recover. If you look at my very first video, I kept talking about how I didn't want to get better, and now I'm just like completely opposite because I just really don't want to live like this. You know, I don't want this to be my problem. So a lot of you guys aren't there yet, and maybe, you know, you never know when you're gonna really be there. But for those of you who have asked me for like tips on how to stop binging and purging, well, I'm not a health professional, but if this can help somebody, I'm going to tell you guys what I've been doing. So I've come up with 10 things to keep it, you know, as simple as possible. 10 things I've been doing to stop binging and purging. And I have to interrupt this video real quick just to give a special thanks to Maggie for drawing one of my favorite pictures on my Instagram. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have a picture drawn of me. I never thought that'd ever happen. She's over on Instagram if anybody wants to check out her art. Thank you, Maggie. Almost been a month since I've binged and purged. So, and I don't know, that's crazy for me because I used to have to do it every week. But I've been, you know, sticking to these 10 things, and number one, no one's gonna be surprised if you've been watching my videos, and you're probably gonna roll your eyes, but I have to include it. Number one is this beautiful chart, habit tracking chart, and these stand for days. Every box stands for days, and basically you check mark every day you go without binging and purging. This chart is super cool and our best friend because he's gonna, you know, that check mark or whatever is gonna keep you like wanting to keep going, but it's not gonna judge you if you fail one day or whatever. But I've talked about this way too much already, so let's move on to number two, and that is established new rules. If you've noticed, when you have an ed, it kind of tricks you slowly into not eating the specific foods. It makes rules, and it can start out without you even realizing. Before you know it, you have this long list of foods you can't eat. And for me, like for example, Ed slowly told me you can only have one pizza every time your family gets pizza. So I'd only have one. Eventually it's like you can only have half a pizza. Eventually you can't have pizza, and if you do, you get to meet Mia. And that's when purging began, you know, binging and purging. He introduced her to me, and it's just all downhill from then on. So the rules I'm establishing is rules that help me get better. None of his rules. These rules I'm making, I have to follow no matter what Ed says. And part of those rules are the next ones I'm gonna talk about, and that goes to number 3. Stopping restriction. I know it sounds like it's not gonna happen, but you have to push yourself. You know, I have to avoid restricting because if I keep restricting, it's gonna lead to binging. And by stopping restricting, I'm not having full-on healthy meals every day. You can't push yourself that fast, you know. Right from now on, like when I say stopping restriction, I mean I have a meal, or I allow myself to eat something if I'm really hungry. Like I won't, like, you know, restrict, like cut half or whatever, you know. I won't do that anymore. So that's what I mean by we have to take it slow, and that's what I'm doing. Number 4, when I binge, I'm not allowed to purge anymore. If I overeat, I have to sit with that discomfort and not get rid of it, because I have to reprogram my brain into knowing when enough food is enough. I have to learn the hard way, you know, like the uncomfortable bloating feeling. I have to learn not to do that anymore. So that's what I've realized made a big difference. Because of that, I don't want to binge anymore, because it's like I'll get way too full. So that's worked really good. And personally, when I started getting, you know, trying to get better, and I made this rule, I only binged 2 times, and then I learned my lesson. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm never gonna binge again. I just stopped restricting. Number 5, I call out my ed voice, and this means when I'm like about to eat something and it tries to, oh, don't eat that, or don't eat that, I have to identify it. That's not me, that's ed. If I want to eat a cookie, I'll eat the cookie. Ed's the one who doesn't want me to eat it. You know, I have to identify the voice, because sometimes we confuse it and think, oh, it's me talking. No, it's you know, that little voice that's making you go down this rabbit hole that you're never gonna get out of. Last one kind of goes with number 6, and that's, I'm not gonna like knock myself down anymore. Every time I look in the mirror and I feel like I'm gaining weight, or I look weird, or I just finished eating and I want to weigh myself, I'm not gonna call myself fat. I'm not gonna call myself disgusting. I can't do that anymore. I'm not saying you have to call yourself beautiful and, like, you know, kiss yourself in the mirror. I mean, you can do that if you want, but as long as you don't knock yourself down, you know, I feel like that will make a big difference. Because just think about it, how many times do you call yourself fat, ugly, disgusting? You know, you can do it jokingly, like I always say, I'm ugly for not flossing, but don't do it to yourself, you know, when you're serious about it, because it's not gonna help you. It's only gonna make Ed stronger, you know. I've stopped doing that. Like, I can't call myself names anymore in the mirror or whatever, you know. And then this goes with number 7, staying positive. Let's say you did eat something you really didn't want to, or you feel really bad today, or you normally emotionally eat and now you can't do it. Try really hard to stay positive. Watch positive videos. Don't spend so much time with negative people. A lot of us have negative family members, or like we don't mix well, you know, and we become negative. Try to avoid them. Don't take them too serious, and surround yourself with positivity. Watch a funny video. Try to distract your sadness and try to force yourself into thinking positively, because eventually that will become your default setting. Sounds like we're robots, but yeah, that's just the best way I have to describe it. You know, you have to practice being positive, and eventually it will happen. Because just think about it, we basically program ourselves to be negative and, you know, knock ourselves down. So we have to stop it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to see the glass as half full instead of half empty. And it takes time, and sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, but we have to try. Number 8 is avoiding binge foods. This is what I do. I avoid things that really triggered my binge eating, and that is peanut butter, cereal, ice cream. I can't have none of those. I will get there eventually, but for now, I'm not comfortable trying them yet, because they might trigger me, and, you know, I might end up falling apart or whatever. Yeah, I'm avoiding those. And then that leads to number 9, and that is sticking to safe foods. Making meals using mostly safe foods, because it will make you realize, hey, this is made of, the majority of it is safe foods, so I can eat it and not feel guilty. You know, you're kind of tricking Ed back. You're gonna like, hey, these are the foods you allowed me to have, so shh, you know, don't talk back to me. Like, for example, anything with beans, like I'll eat anything with beans. That's such a Mexican thing to say, like, I'll eat anything with beans. But yes, I really do like them. And onions, turkey, spinach, lettuce, jalapenos. I make my sandwiches based on that, and that allows me to have bread, because I'm slowly, because of my safe foods being so much of it, I slowly put in something that's a little bit dangerous, but it's making it safer, and I'm getting more comfortable with it. So that's what I do. And number 10 is probably one of the most important ones. Accepting that recovery is not going to be perfect. Like, yeah, you're gonna break down, you're gonna, you know, be sad, almost even regret or not be comfortable with recovery, but it's because it can't be perfect, you know. It's gonna take time. Ed is gonna put up a fight for a long time, but you have to pick yourself over him, you know. And accepting that recovery is not gonna be like this like steady thing. It's gonna be all over the place. That's a good way to see it, because then when it happens, you're gonna know, oh, I mean, this is normal. Let's say you purged or you binged, like I binged on pizza. Like, you have to accept the fact that that's part of recovery. As long as you keep trying and getting better, you know, you're heading to the right direction. So yeah, those are the top 10 things I'm doing to avoid binging and purging. So if you thought this was the only thing, no, this was just the beginning. Like, this can get really technical, but I mean, if I forgot some tips and you're also getting better, let me know, because the more the better, you know, and you can be helping other people, so that's cool. And if you're trying to get better, now you have 10 things that can help you, you know, and hopefully you guys are, because we really need to stop picking Ed over ourselves. Can you imagine how much more powerful we'd be? Like, we're already strong, like, we know we're strong, you know, because we've starved ourselves on all this bullshit. Now imagine if if we shifted this and got better. That would be so cool. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing okay, and I hope this video helped at least one of you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye. Bye, guys.